physical body. There's 7 bodies of man. We ain't got time to go through that. But you created from another body, not from this physical body, because this physical body is always lying to you about limitations.
Wow.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
And you know, God knows that you have need of things. And that's why he gave you the imagination so you could create it. He doesn't want you poor. He wants you to have what you need. And he wants you to create it because he put himself on the inside of you so that you can create it. And you know what? If you're not creating and moving from glory to glory to glory, God's not happy. He's looking at you saying, what's wrong with you? I created all this. You're made in my image and my likeness. Why aren't you creating? He expects us to. He doesn't really expect us to go to him crying. He expects us to go within, because that's where he is anyway, and begin to create and produce and push it out through your imagination.
Wow.
And you know, what we learned here, thank God for the teaching of the Master Prophet, we learned that we can help our imagination along. The things that we desire, we put a seed on it and watch that thing sprout up.
That's right.
So it starts with imagination, and then that's where we define what it is. And then we begin to plant the seed, because we know through seed time and harvest that God is going to answer, and that just pushes that thing forth. And so really God is about creation. He created us. You know, he created all that's here, and he expects us to move in creation and create. And we do that through our imagination.
Yes, we do.
Wow.
Any other
And
comments?
you know what? That is so in line, Prophetess Cynthia, with what Master Prophet is talking about now with the creative thinking revolution. Creating, coming in, allowing your mind. So many of us don't want to think, and we really didn't know we had the ability to create. You know, and that's the sad part. We just thought we had to take what was given to us. But now we know we are free, that we can go into our consciousness and imagination and create those things that we want to see.
Wow. And you know, Aretha Franklin said, you better think. See, we had the prophets in music try to tell us what we need to do. You better think.
Yeah, you better think.
Because
your
that's
way
the
out
only
of
way
that.
you're going to have what you want. You know, if you don't think it up for yourself, somebody else is going to have you in their vision, and you're not going to be doing what you want.
That's right.
You're not going to have wealth because they're going to have it, and you're probably going to be in their vision with you serving them. So you better think and get your own stuff together.
You know,
That's right.
You remember what the hook on that song is?
Oh, go ahead.
Try to do to me.
Go ahead. This now, Prophet Thompson. You might not know this. So Prophet Thompson is a music major. So he can, not only will he tell us, I think we can probably get us to just like sing a bar for us.
She get down to
Now
tell
where's
you
Marcus
cry.
when we need him?
She begin to tell you cry freedom.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Wow.
See, now Marcus missed
Because
his
you
cue.
see,
He
because
could
it's
have
in
jumped
the
right
thought
in.
that freedom comes. When you can think, you know, and elevate your mind to it.
Yes.
Then you get free from this body that says you can't get to it.
Come
All
on.
right.
Come on,
You know?
Prophet. That's
and
good.
you know, the mind is that magical one that God gave you, nobody told you about.
Wow.
Once you start to use it wisely, it becomes like the king's scepter. You stretch it out and it will bring it back to you.
Wow.
Moses had to realize this while there was the enemy behind him. He said, yo, God, look at this. The Red Sea, they're behind me. What do I do? He said, use what's in your hand. You got to use what's in the hand of your mind and create your good and divide your Red Sea.
You know, Prophet Cynthia wrote this down. Just waiting for a time to say something.
There, your time has come.
It says, you are only a thought from your good.
Oh, okay. You know what? That's the chat room. Let's put that in the chat room. You are only a thought
From
from your good.
It's all imagination.
All right.
All imagination.
You are only a thought from your good. Go ahead and put that into the chat room. You are only. We got 106 people in the chat room.
Yeah.
Y'all not typing. You are only a thought from your good. Put that in the chat room and being able to type that. You know, your imagination, it really is powerful. It really is the creative part of you. You don't have to be in lack. You don't have to be in limitation. God has given you everything that you need. But you know what it is? We're so busy looking at the outer world. The key to it is in the inner world. And if you begin to get your thoughts right, then everything on the outer world will show up in alignment with whatever you're desiring. Just focus on it, meditate on it. Consciousness is key. You know, the Master Prophet always tells us this, but you'll understand it when you begin to be still and know. Meditate. Use your imagination. It really will take you wherever you want to go. All right.
Prophetess Cynthia, if we're not creating, then God is not getting any pleasure out of us.
That's
Because
right.
He says He get pleasure out of the prosperity of
That's
the thing.
right.
So if we're not creating, God is not getting any pleasure out of us, right?
That's right. That's right. And you know why he's not getting pleasure? Because he wants us to create. We're made in his image and his likeness.
Right.
He doesn't want us in lack. Beloved, above all things, I wish that thou prosper and be in good health, even as thy soul prosper. Well, here's your soul prospering. Understand the truth that God wants you to be prosperous.
Wow.
Just knowing that. You know, I remember old teaching. You know, in churches I was in past time, they didn't believe in the prosperity message.
That's right.
You know, they believed you should be. They believed the being holy was being lowly. You didn't have anything. But that's not the message that Jesus came here presenting. You know, you didn't really see him in lack. You know, he knew how to grab whatever he needed from the land he created in consciousness. He turned water into wine. He was all about abundance.
Yes.
And having not only what he needed, but enough for everyone else if he desired to create it.
Yeah.
And you know, that's why they used to sing them old song that says, like, in the sweet by and by, we will meet on that beautiful shore. They didn't want to be with the right now situation. That mansion far than near and all that kind of stuff. And you know what? I remember one of the things is that after a point by this time, we're dealing with the youth coming up, and you know, so the whole school system of doing things, and we've done all the fasting we can, and we've done all the praying, all night prayer we can. And one of the nights when the youth says, now, after you've done all of this, what do I do next? You know, because they were still looking for something different. And you know what? The Bible is so full of truth and hope and encouragement and instruction that once we start to put you know, some people don't like you to emphasize the word prosperity because they want to remain back in Egypt. You know, but we got to emphasize, if you're going to go into the promised land, that there is plenty. And in the land of plenty, prosperity is the underlying word.
All right. And your imagination is creation. That's how you get it. All right.
Is created.
Yes, it is. All right. We're going to continue in our reading. So, Prophetess K.
You can't manifest without imagination. So whenever God anoints a man or a woman, he gives them the ability to imagine the possibilities of what can be. It does not take faith to see what you are in the present. It takes faith to see your potential in God. It is difficult for me to see objectively. If you show me a seed, I see an apple orchard. If you show me your last dollar, I see an account that the FDIC cannot insure. Show me a man, I see a nation. Show me a person that is sick, I see someone on their way to experiencing a miracle. Show me someone who is downtrodden, I see a resurrected individual coming out of the sod of life. When the prophet's eyes are on your situation, it is difficult to explain the miraculous works that will assist you in your transition.
Yes, you know, the imagination and the prophet's eye really is one and the same. The prophet is going to see your potential. The God shows the prophet those hidden things, and the prophet begins to speak and bring it to light. And it is powerful to know and have that experience, even that prophetic word. You know, a lot of times people get the prophetic word and they're like, you know, wow. You know, for me, because the prophet is looking at your potential, seeing through the imagination. You know, God is all imagination, imaginary, imagining. He imagined this whole earth. He imagined you and me. And guess what? We came into existence. You can do the same exact thing. All right, continue on.
You do have angels working with you, but in the midst, you will have to contend with the struggle. Struggle creates tension. Why the tension? Why the struggle? Why the opposition? Opposition shows up for a reason. You have to ask yourself, what is the life lesson that I am supposed to learn? You might as well learn it now so that you do not have to repeat it.
So then, Prophetess Kate, so opposition is a good thing?
Opposition, Prophetess Cynthia, is a great thing. Just not a good thing, it's a great thing. Because keep in mind, you need that tension to bring the other half out, to bring the better out. Let's just look at it in a scientific form. When you have a battery, you have a negative vote and a positive vote. But you need both of those votes for the battery to operate in whatever you're putting it in. It's just like with the tension of life. You need that tension in opposition to whatever you're dealing with to produce whatever needs to come forward.
Wow, now that's good. Prophet Thompson, what do you want to say about that?
You know, in the science of radiology or in radio, capacitors and resistors are always working. The capacitor is the free natural flow. The resistors is that which keep things in check. When you look at that electronically, God is always allowing this universe to be based on a balance system